Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're at the range to talk about two Turkish-made handguns. Now I realize that a lot of you guys have a problem with Turkey right now, especially with what happened in Washington, D.C. But keep in mind, here at the Military Arms Channel, we don't really care so much about geopolitics as we do just firearms in general. Now, I understand if you don't want to support Turkish companies, that's fine. If a firearm interests me, I'm still going to purchase it, especially when it's American companies that are profiting from the importation sales of those handguns. So anyway, I just wanted to address that because I know a lot of you guys in the comment section down below are going to go off on a rant about Turkey, and I simply just don't want to get involved in those discussions right now. To that end, I have in my hands a CZ clone, which is imported by TriStar, an American company, and it is made in Turkey. It's made by the same company that makes the TP9 series of pistols that are very popular right now, and the company is Canik. These handguns are so close to the actual CZ design that many of the components, right down to the sights that you can use to many of the trigger components, are interchangeable, including the grips. So we're going to take a look at this one. This one is the P100. This is a steel-framed small size CZ. This would be comparable to the P100 compact, which is my carry gun. And then we also have another one out here this afternoon. And this one is an aluminum framed handgun. This one's much lighter, but it has a steel slide and barrel and all that good stuff. But the frame is aluminum. It's a very lightweight little handgun. Both of these pistols are single and double action handguns, which means, of course, when you have the weapon loaded and the hammer down, the first shot will draw the hammer back and fire it. It'll cycle, go home, and then that second follow-up shot will be a single action trigger pull. These little handguns come with standard 15-round magazines. These are very similar to the CZ magazines as well, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. I want to get these two handguns out, start shooting them, because we're actually considering carrying these at Copper Custom. Many times CZ handguns and rifles are very hard to come by. We are not a CZ dealer or distributor, so we have a hard time getting CZ products as well. My own carry gun, I had to shop all over the internet just to find it, and I actually found two of them, because if I carry a gun, I like to have two of them. And it did take me quite a bit of shopping online, and I probably overpaid for them, but that's the handgun that I wanted. Well, these may offer a very affordable alternative. These are a couple $100 less than the actual CZs that they clone, but based upon initial appearances of the gun, looking at it, the quality certainly seems to be as good as the Czech Republic made handguns, but that's yet to be seen. We're going to shoot them, we're going to evaluate them, and possibly in the future carry them at Copper Custom. So anyway, let's go ahead, load these handguns up, start shooting them a little bit, and get a feel for these Turkish-made Canik pistols, which are very close facsimiles of CZ handguns. Both handguns have a very familiar CZ feel to them. Now, we have noticed in taking the two guns apart and comparing them to my carry gun, which is an P100 compact, they're almost identical, but there's some slight differences. For example, I can't put the slide on the frame of the P100 or the C100. There's just a few thousandths different, but the trigger mechanisms look very similar. However, keep in mind, both the C100 and the P100 that we have out here this afternoon have the manual safety and don't have that decocker capability that my carry gun does. So the triggers are just slightly different, but regardless, I still can't put the slides on the frame, my CZ slide on this frame, or vice versa. It just doesn't work. but it's very close nonetheless. Hopefully, I will be able to get one of the Cajun Gunworks triggers into one of these pistols. We're going to try that. We've ordered Cajun Gunworks triggers for both of these handguns. We're going to try to fit them, see if we can modify the gun or the trigger itself so that we can offer potentially a very affordable option to the CZ handguns. Again, Copper does not deal in CZ pistols. We'll order them through distribution every once in a while, but pretty much every gun I have that's a CZ, I've gotten off Gun Broker or through a distributor somewhere. But we would like to be able to offer a base gun that saves you a couple $100, which your TriStar pistols do, but yet we can still put all the cool guy stuff on it, like the Cajun Gunworks Pro Carry package or just a basic upgrade trigger system, and also to be able to put the TFX sights on it, which will be my next step with the two pistols I have here, the P100 and the C100. I plan on putting my TFX Pros on here. Now, I have come to like this steel frame pistol quite a bit. It does have the slots for a light rail. This is the steel frame P100. The aluminum frame C100 has more of a rammy look to it. It's very lightweight, much lighter weight than this one, but it feels pretty good. This one, I just like the weight of it for whatever reason. It manages recoil very, very well. It's a very easy and a pleasant gun to shoot with the Freedom munitions that we have out here this afternoon. Now, we have been running both the steel case stuff, which is brass plated, which is their new American steel line, and we've been shooting some 124 grain, just standard ball rounds out here, and both guns have performed flawlessly with zero malfunctions with either of those flavors of ammo. So if you're wanting to carry one of these, now it does have a firing pin safety on it, so you do have to pull the trigger to release the safety. So if you want to carry it, you're going to have to carry it cocked and locked with the hammerback live round in the chamber with the safety on. If you're not comfortable doing that, the other option would be to chamber a live round and then ease the hammer forward very carefully, because if you let that hammer slip, the gun fires. You're going to have that negligent discharge. You're going to send a round into the room, wall, ceiling, whatever. A lot of guys you'll see kind of cowboying it and thumbing the hammer down like that. It's a very dangerous proposition. A lot of folks will advise against doing that. Probably the safest way I've found to lower the hammer on a live round is to pinch it with your index finger and thumb and ease it forward. And make sure you're not muzzling anything that you care about. Loved ones, living things, dogs, cats, gerbils, or maybe a painting that's been in the family for a couple hundred years, because you may blow a hole in the wall. Just be very careful when doing that. This gun does not have the decocker on it, which I kind of wish it would. I don't know if I can put an Omega trigger in this thing. When we have some extra Omega parts laying around, I might try to see if I can fit one in here somehow. Don't know how well that's going to work. But the grip panels, I have some VZ grips on order, which are the grips I like to use on my carry gun, and we're going to see how the grips fit on both the P100 and the C100. And again, the first thing I'm going to do is drop those TFX Pro sights on here. I'll make a quick video about that, showing you guys how I put the sights on the gun, and hopefully they do fit, because I did already order them in. I just haven't tried them yet. So anyway, overall, I think the guns so far have been a great value for the money. The quality is certainly there. You can see just how nicely machined the gun is. Canik has built quite the reputation for quality here in the United States with their TP9 series of pistols, the Century Arms imports. But you'll see that the machining is very, very nice. The finish is nice. It has some slightly different cuts to it. You'll notice that it has more of an 0709 cut to the slide here with that tapering down. The reason CZ does that is to lighten the weight of the slide. But overall, it's a very good looking gun. The trigger on it is okay. It's about as good as out-of-the-box CZ. The double action is long and a little bit heavy, but it's not gritty. It actually, I think, has a better double action out of the box than most of my CZ handguns. The single action, nice clean break, lots of over travel. The reset's audible, tactile, you can feel it, so it has a decent reset. I'm not much of a trigger prepper. I actually release the trigger all the way before I reset it on my next shot. That's just because I've shot targets most of my life. I'm not a tactical kind of guy. But yeah, overall, I would say that these pistols are very comfortable to shoot if you're looking for a CZ alternative. You know, right now I have to say that you probably can't beat the gun or the price. But we're going to continue to shoot them, get several thousand rounds through them. I think my goal this year is to put at least 3,000 or 4,000 rounds through this pistol and see how she holds up and how it compares, of course, to my CZ pistols. One thing I've noticed is the P100 and the C100 don't perfectly fit into the CZ holsters. It kind of fits in there, it stays in place, but it doesn't click around the trigger guard. If you're going to get a Kydex holster for it, you're probably going to have to go with a Kydex holster that's molded to it. You may actually be able to buy a CZ holster and then just take a heat gun and heat it a little bit. Caution you can destroy a $60 holster very quickly if you don't know what you're doing, but using some low heat until it's pliable, you can kind of shape it around the trigger guard and it should pop into place. But if you have a leather holster for your CZ, everything should be just fine. The variances or the differences are ever so slight. Now this is some of that 124 grain Freedom Munitions ball ammo, and we have an old challenge target downrange. There is a discount code down below that you can use if you want to pick up a challenge target. I get no kickbacks from doing that. That's just a thank you to you guys. As you can see, the recoil is extremely manageable on the handgun. And one other thing I want to try here really quick is I did bring out my little CZ. This is my P100 compact. This has the aluminum frame. It's a very lightweight feeling handgun. It's my daily carry. Let me grab one of the TriStar or the Canik magazines, again with the same Freedom Munitions ammo, and let's see if the magazines are compatible. Even locks open. So yes, CZ magazines will work in the TriStar and vice versa, which is kind of nice to know. Go ahead and put my CZ in my back pocket there. Grab the little TriStar again. Yeah, this guy's a little bit heavy. Now the aluminum one feels more like my P100 compact, but for whatever reason, again, I'm kind of liking the weight of this pistol in general and just how it shoots. Yeah, so the weight's nice. I don't know if I'd want to carry it, but for target shooting and stuff with some nicer sights, this is quite the little pistol. The C100 with its aluminum frame feels much, much lighter, and the recoil impulse on it is a little bit snappier. But then again, it feels a lot like my carry gun, this little guy, my P100 compact, because it also has an aluminum frame. However, this one has more cuts here. You don't have the frame coming all the way out. The dust cover doesn't come all the way out to the end of the slide. It's cut back, and then you have that lightning cut there. So overall, this gun is very, very lightweight feeling. Now, unfortunately, these sights are just a little bit off. They need to be adjusted, but I'm not going to worry about that right now because I am going to put those TFX sights on here. All right, let's do a little bit of shooting with this guy here really quick. This is the 124 grain Freedom Munitions stuff. Those sights are off. We're both aiming, or all of us are aiming to the bottom right edge of that steel plate, so the sights are a little bit off just naturally. I want to center the sights. That I will remedy very quickly. But yeah, it's a nice lightweight little gun. I'm really looking forward to finding out if my VZ grips, like the ones I have on my carry gun, will fit on here. So I have some on order. Well guys, it's time to head back home, but I hope you enjoyed coming out to the range today with us, do a little bit of shooting with the P100 and the C100 series of pistols. These are imported by TriStar, they are made in Turkey, and they are made by Canik, the same company that makes the TP9 series of pistols. The quality appears, at least with my initial impressions of the gun, this is at both of their first range sessions, the initial impression is very favorable. The guns seem to be very high quality, seem to be very well made, certainly comparable to the CZs I've collected over the years and the CZ that I carry. So it represents a very good value, I believe, in the marketplace, but let's see how well they hold up to extended use. This steel frame pistol, the P100, I think all of us agree this was the most pleasant one to shoot out here this afternoon, so I'm going to see if I can't put 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 rounds through it this summer, see how she holds up, and I'll report back. Also, I'll report back if I'm able to get a Cajun Gunworks trigger in here or not, and if I'm able to get my TFX Pro sights on the gun or not. I'll keep you guys posted on that, and I'll probably do an install video for those as well. But you know, if you're looking for a CZ type gun, check them out. Guys, also, I want to ask you to go ahead and join the NRA. Yes, I've been a critic of the NRA in the past. My position has changed. The NRA has a new president and new CEO, and that is Pete Brownell. And yes, it's the same Pete Brownell as from brownells.com. I've had many conversations with Pete. I've met with him in person. We've talked on the phone many times. And the NRA's taken kind of a different course, and it's for the positive. And with him at the helm, I think we're going to see some very positive changes, but also we're going to take advantage of having a friendly administration in the White House right now to kind of turn back some of those draconian gun laws we currently live under. And the only way to do that, guys, is to get behind the NRA and help them to help us get those laws undone. We're going off the defensive and we're going on the offense, per Pete's own words. And we're going to try to turn back some of these gun laws, and we can only, again, do that through the NRA. Now, guys, the link down below is a special link, and I'd ask that you would join the NRA or renew your subscription by clicking that link. And the reason I say that is because a certain amount of the proceeds to your subscription come back to me, but I am not keeping the money. I cannot profit from my activism. I just want to save the Second Amendment. But the NRA has given me permission to take what I would normally get as a kickback for you joining, using the link below, and donating it to a cause that I believe in, and that cause is Hero Hunt. You've seen me talk about them here before on the channel. I've been on hunts with them, and basically what Hero Hunt does is they take America's first responders and America's wounded warriors out, gets them in the field, gets them hunting, and gets them having some fun again and hanging out with like-minded people. So again, I'm not going to keep any of that money. All that money is going to go to Hero Hunt. I'll put a link to them in the description below as well. And if you would like to support the Military Arms channel right now, the best possible way is to swing by and subscribe at Patreon. We've taken Patreon to another level. It's become something of a buyer's club. We're finding all sorts of outstanding deals out there, and we're passing those amazing savings along to our patron members. And I guarantee you the prices are lower than anywhere else you're going to find on the internet, because we're using the power of the Military Arms channel to kind of negotiate some really good deals just for our patron members. Also, if you'd like to support us in other ways, you can do that by simply swinging by and checking out Copper Custom, which is our online store. Also, if you haven't already, please swing by and check out full30.com. That's full30.com. We've taken all the web's best firearms content creators and brought them under one gun-friendly roof, and that is full30.com. Thanks for all those years of support, guys, and I will talk to you guys soon.